Okay, and I guess we're live. Hello everyone. Welcome back to today's video of Sims 4. Let me know how the stream is at home. I actually fixed the mic today, so I hope the mic is fixed and it's well because I tried fixing it. I'm just gonna check the stream just real quick before we start. Yeah, the mic sounds a lot better than it did last time. I'm trying to get a new mic, kind of like even a better one than this, because as you can tell, it's not that great. But I'm trying to work it on it. So today, I'm going to basically be making a modern castle for these Disney princesses. In the last two streams, we made the Disney princesses. Now we are going to put them in their castle. Now, I'm going to stream for 2 hours, just creating the front area of the castle, and then I'm going to get off the stream and then come back later on at night and create another 2 hours of the interior part of the house. That's how the stream is going to work, and I actually have a picture to use for the modern house that I have that I'm just going to use. I don't know how this is going to go because it only shows the front of the castle. So the back of the castle is going to be really hard to recreate, but I'm going to try. I'm going to see if this is going to work. It probably might not, but I'll improvise. But I'm also might be getting the Sims Get Famous because that adds like a whole new area, which is cool. So we're going to create a new crest, and we will probably from the gallery, like I said, create little shops, but that will be in the part 2 stream, which will be later on. And comment down also any questions you guys want because I will answer them all. And yeah, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with the biggest lot there is. Well, I think there's actually a 50-50 one, but we're going to do the 50-40 one because to me, this is the biggest lot. Okay, so let's build in this. Oh, and just a channel update. We went live last week with Disney News. If you guys haven't watched that, go and watch that. It was really fun. It was the longest one we have ever done. So go and watch that. And we uploaded a new video on Monday in honor of Stanley. That's what it's called because he unfortunately passed away on Monday after Veterans Day. And I had a little issues with that problem, which I was really upset about. I got copyrighted a lot, so I had to edit a lot and try to fix it, but it turned out alright, so go and check that out if you haven't already. Okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, let's see. I'm not the best builder. In my gallery, I have built a few houses that I'm proud of, but they're from like my own mind. I tried building from a picture before and it took me forever, so this stream might be long. Okay, I wish I could show you guys the picture, but I can't. But so it starts off with like a nice big path area right here, and it kind of goes to about here and then enters the backyard. I don't even know if this lot's actually big enough for this castle because it might be then a tiny castle because I don't know if this lot's that big for it. I might actually check out if there's a 50-50 one, but yeah. So let's just test this out. So for here, I should probably exit out of this. There we go. So I'm trying to think how this is gonna work because the pathway is pretty big, but then I don't think I'd want the pathway to be big just because the Sims don't use a pathway, and I want more of the house part, so I'm just gonna kind of cut off the path over here. So I'm gonna make it start right here. So it needs to also be in a diagonal area at one point, because there's something right here that's in a diagonal position. I can't even, oh, I can create like diagonal, okay. So let's start off with, I just want to start off with how the path is going to look by just drawing a wall. So the path is going to go about, let's see, that's too far out. That's too far in. So it won't let me do that with the wall. So we'll start off about right here. I think this will be good. So this part of the house is it's kind of like a little mini house in a way for this. So that's going to be this. It goes in a square position back here, like that, and then like that. And the roofing of this house is really nice. And I'm going to want this to go, we'll leave it like that for right now. We're just trying to create the front area, because there is a second floor to this part of the house, which we'll add later on. But then we have it kind of be like a wall right here. And then we have a circle kind of dome shape right here. So I think that should be good about right there. And then this is, we're going to have to make this pretty big because in the picture it's really big. So we'll extend this other line back. I just hope that this will be able to fit all these little details, because I could scale it back to size. Let's see, let's put up all the roofing. That's about how big it is. It's even a little bit smaller. I'm thinking this area could be like the living room for the princesses. I know it doesn't look much, but at the end, I swear it'll look good. Okay, so now we're just gonna create, I'm gonna go like that. There we go. Yeah, that should look good for that. And this is kind of the front area right here. There's a little dome, so we need to make that a full wall. And then we go to the doors and we can add it in. So it's pretty big though. Oh, I'm gonna have it be this size because this is the size I need it to be. So we're gonna make these walls medium size. Yeah, that seems like a good amount of size to kind of have it. Okay, right there's perfect. So that's how it looks like for there, except actually these walls are a lot smaller. It's about this small. And then let's get that overhang area again. Yeah, it's like that. And then there's an inside part, which is where the door will be. So it kind of goes like that. Like even over there. And then the door. Actually, let's go a little bit longer. And then the door will be right here, which we can add the door right now. And we don't want to make it a room, but it's gonna kind of be a room because it is an overhang area. The door for the princesses, I want it to be nice and big, kind of like this. This is kind of the door I like. But I want it to be a dark color. This is perfect. So be like that. And the lights will be right here, so it'll look even nicer. And then we'll add some brick right here, which I'm thinking, I don't really know how to do that. Just add just like a tiny little brick wall. I guess this would kind of, see, yeah, I don't really know. But there is going to be like a little pathway here. That's a little bit too long, but I can fix that. And this is going to be tiny because it needs to match up with the other place. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's trim off the excess. And trim off there. Okay. I'm just going to move over here. So this will be like two little brick things. I don't know if I can change these walls without it making the whole thing go down. Yeah, that's the problem. So let's see if I can add the fencing on, or even this. I might have to improvise at this point in time, because I want it to be, oh, I guess I could do it like this. Oh, I kind of got an idea. I don't know how that will look. We'll just keep it there for right now. I'm gonna check the stream. And yeah. So that will be kind of the front door area. It knocked off almost everything that I had right there. So I'm not going to put that in, and we'll see how it looks without it. Because it looks better. In my opinion, it looks better without it. Because this will be, I want it to be a little bit elevated than usual. Because in the picture, it's not elevated. But I think it looks better elevated. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the house. This part's a little bit more difficult to do. There's going to be a wall from here to about right here. And then this is where the house stops. Or the castle, I should say. So. And then there's a little overhang. We'll go about right here. And I want to make it a bit longer because of the rooms that they will have. And then we'll just, there's a little circle, little tower thing that we'll put right here. And then there's an overhang area, so we can add this. This looks a lot better. I'm going to make it a gray just because the castle will be in a grayish color. And then there is an overhang area, so we'll add this gray again. Oh, we need to create a wall. Let's create a wall. Well, that kind of sucks, we can't put it there. And then we'll create the overhang right here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks good. We're just going to have to, we'll move that right there. We're going to have to close that part off. But I think it should be okay. I think we're going to raise the foundations up just because I'm looking at it and it looks really weird without the foundations. So I'm going to raise it up. If I can find where it was. That's weird. I can't find it in my normal foundation. Oh, is this it? No. Okay, well, can't find it right now for some reason. So I'm probably just gonna do that later. Let's just move on with the rest of the house. So this next part of the house is another dome part, and this is a tower. So it kind of goes. We can. I don't want to make it. I'm gonna just use a template that they have right here and line it up. There we go. So this dome part will be pretty big because I want basically a princess to live in this tower. Probably Rapunzel. How old am I? I'm 15 years old. Yeah. So this dome will be up like that. I think this should be okay for it. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. And I'm probably gonna put a wall right here to kind of close it off. Kind of like that. And then out here, I'm going to get rid of these walls because we don't know yet what we're going to do for the interior. And we'll figure the interior out later on. So we just want the exterior all done. Okay, there we go. So this will be the tower. I know it's hard to kind of see what it's going to be because you guys don't know what it's going to be. But trust me, it'll look good. So now we're going to move on. They kind of have like a little tunnel part right here that leads to the backyard. That's going to be where it's going to enter the backyard. So it's kind of standing up with two pillars. So we might need to actually change that. We need to make sure they're perfectly straight. And I don't know how far we can go on with that. But this will be the part where it enters the tunnel. As in this picture that I have, it's very weird looking. They have like this tunnel part, and I was thinking this could be used for when they're trying to go into the backyard. And the wall that it has is really big. It's 2 stories. So we're gonna have to create another story, and it kind of touches the tower that will be right here. So I know it's hard to see, but in the end, it'll look good. And I kind of want it to be really big doors, like ginormous doors, like this, but like a rustic color. There we go. Okay, so this is the front area. Let's move on to upstairs. Now, what it's going to want me to do is make it a room before I move on upstairs. So what I'm just going to do is this isn't the final bit of it. I'm just going to create it like this. And then connect it. There we go. So now we got the second floor. Now this part is going to start more looking like a castle. So let's start with right over here. This is what we were working with before. So when the roof comes in, it's going to be a weird shape. So I'm just going to shape it out right now without really using the inside part of it. It's going to look weird in the beginning, but when I add all the decorations at the end, it'll look good. So I'm going to actually add the roof as I'm going on with each part, because this roof is hanging off on the edges. So this will be this part. We'll switch it. Okay, so this is the first part of the castle. It's a little bit different looking than that of what I have it right now, but this is kind of the first part of that. And again, I'm going to extend it outwards this way. Like that. It'll probably be, this actually probably might be the size of the house. They're not going to have a big backyard, which is what I intended them not to have. Just because of the space of this castle is going to be really big, the backyard isn't really going to have a lot to go in. So this might just be like a nice garden area and not really something that big. I might even try to actually shorten the houses just a little bit. So like this part, I can shorten it about this much. Just so that way also the rooms are more filled. So I'm just trying to get this part. There we go. We'll move it like that, and we'll just move this roof all the way. Actually, not toward the end, because there's going to be another roof that goes throughout the whole entire house in the background, so we're going to leave it like that. So this part of the house now, the wall is kind of just straight up, and it's just straight down looking. And it looks like it goes through this wall right here. And it kind of goes through about right here. And then this part over here is another oval shaped. And this part's going to be the tower, another tower part, but it's going to be a room. So this part isn't going to be here, it's just going to be like a square room. And I think these walls are set to medium. I hope they are. Oh no, they're not. That's why it was looking really small. Okay, so that is set to kind of that medium shape, and now we are going to move on to kind of this side of it, and this part's going to go in a pointy way. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream today. If you have any questions, just leave them in the chat. I'll answer them as I'm going with this build. So that will be another tower part. This part now is going to be higher than the rest. It actually goes, this is the most pointy part of the castle, because it's just a block right here, but then for the roof it's going to go up really high. So I'm just going to create the roof right now for both of these. So I'm just going to extend the wall all the way out, even though this is not how it's going to look inside. And same with over here, I'm just going to extend it about here, even though the wall's not going to be that big. Okay, so for the roofing right here, it's plain and simple. It's just, it kind of is going over the wall. I think it's this roof. Let's check. Yeah, it's this roof. So it's like this, and then it points up in that type of way. And the second floor down here, this will be a nice room. We're going to lower it just a little bit. And then there'll be a nice big window right here. And right here will be an awning, so it'll be a porch area. So we'll create the porch. So go like that. it'll lead into the tower, which will be in this area. So the porch is kind of, it's actually this color, but it's stone on the sides, but in the middle it's not stone. So we're gonna have to find something like that. I guess this comes close to it. Yeah, this actually comes close to it. I don't really like that. I'm gonna just do a plain fence like this, just make it gray. Oh, that's kind of not gray. Doesn't look like that has gray. I don't think they're not, I don't think gonna have gray. And this will do. It's not that like fancy and neat like I want it to be. Oh, this might work. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so it's gonna come into the tower part, which the tower part kind of got a bit messed up when I was connecting the houses together. But this part is also gonna be someone's room. Probably thinking it's gonna be Rapunzel's. I actually have to put on a roof right here. I totally forgot about that. So this will be this roof. It's just a tower. I gotta make sure it fits. Oops, all sides of it. Let's go back. So I'm just gonna try to increase in size for the whole entire thing. I already told my age. I am 15 years old. And you might be wondering why I'm not at school today. It's because here where I am in California, we have a lot of wildfires, so school was actually canceled for today because of the smoke and the air quality is really bad. I don't think this roof is working out, so I'm just gonna delete this. We'll just get like a nice pointy roof like this. This is kind of the roof that will work a bit better. Or actually no, I'm also gonna get rid of this and actually use this circle roof. This is like a tower shape. It might have to be going off of the edges, which that's how it is in the picture. But this should work. So we're actually gonna make it the size and then move it to where it needs to go. No, that's not where I want it. That kind of looks okay. I mean, it's not really what I was looking for, but it looks like what it is in the picture. There is another roof in the back of this that will take care of this part of it. There's like this massive roof. So we'll worry about that later on. Okay, so let's move on to this part. This kind of got a little bit messed up actually. It's not supposed to look like that. I guess because it's a bit confusing for this, so I'm actually gonna cut it off so I know, okay, that's not where I'm supposed to go. But right there. So this part is going to be the tower part. Now I'm thinking of just creating this on my own just because I don't think it'll look good if I do it with the templates. Like it'll look better my own way. So this is about kind of the size of what it'll look like. And then it'll go in like that. And maybe a bit out like that. And a straight line across. That's how it will look. I know it looks really weird, but I'll make it work. I do a lot of builds. So that is not the tower. So you know what? I'm just gonna create with the template they have. It'll just be easier. I'll put it here. It's not working over there. We can't make it go too far, but it needs to be touching that part. Actually move it in. I think it's actually the bottom part. That's the reason why. So I'm just going to delete this part of it. And I think the bottom part needs reconstructing. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. Okay. So this bottom part needs reconstructing. Because this bottom part is actually supposed to be a dome. It's supposed to be this. And I guess it didn't come out like that. And that's why it's glitching. So I'm just going to fix it by just adding this dome. Like that. There we go. Which it kind of looks about almost the same exact thing, but looks a lot more dome shaped. So now that I can actually see the shape of what the dome actually looks like, I can create it. I'm going to go right. There's a diagonal dissection, that's the reason why. So we have this whole part. This whole part's messing it up. Take out that. Let's see if this will work now. Okay, I think it'll work. So we need to place it right where we placed it. Okay, there we go. Way better than before. So now we're just gonna extend that part just a little bit out, and we're just gonna try to experiment a little bit. The bottom part I might extend out a little bit more, since this is out a lot more. I'm just gonna try to make it even. There we go. Okay, I was trying to make it fit because it wasn't fitting, and I was like, why isn't it fitting? It's supposed to. So this part of the house, I'm actually going to move just a lot more in. That's not supposed to be. There we go. So this is kind of how it looks. We're going to extend this part right here just a little bit more so it's connecting with the wall. And then we can add the roofing. Okay. So I'm going to come in again, and I'm just going to delete this part because this part is not how the room's going to look like. And same with over here, I'm just going to delete that whole part. And over here, I'm going to delete that whole part right there. And then right here, trust me, it's gonna get better. So now for the roofing of this, it's the same thing as that. So we're gonna get the same thing. I might do it like this. See how I can just fit it on there, just because with this, it might just overhang. Which, I mean, it can just overhang. But I'm just gonna make it the biggest size and position it, and then look. So that's somewhat okay. We're definitely gonna have to shorten it just a little bit. Like right here, it's too much. And then we need just a little bit more to cover. We need to cover that whole entire area that's right there. And then it's a bit uneven. Back here, I'm not so worried about the back. The back will be covered. It's the front that I'm really worried about. So that kind of looks good for the tower part of it. This isn't really supposed to be connecting to that, but I guess it is. But that actually isn't too bad of what I wanted. I'm actually not that disappointed with it. I'm just gonna make that more of a tower shape. Okay, so we kind of got the basics. You can kind of see the basics of the house, of how it's gonna look like for the castle. So now we're gonna add in all the detail to the front. The front's just gonna get all the details, and then we're gonna move it toward the back, and then fix inside. But before we do that, we are gonna add the roofing to this house. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna outline the exterior parts. Oh, I did not know that was actually a line. So we're gonna outline all the exterior parts. And then we can connect it. Oops. Right up there. And then we also have to look for like right here where it's not connected, because it needs to all be connected with one another. That's not gonna work. There we go. Let's look for another part that's not connected. I think it's all connected. I think just it's a bit weird, I guess. It's sometimes The Sims does that. Like anytime I'm trying to build, it does this, where like it won't even let me go in and create just a room because it wants you to create it individually. So what that means, we're just gonna have to add the roof on. Okay, so usually I just do that. And I just fully expand this. And this will be the roofing of the house. We don't want it to on over the porch area. And then over here, we gotta make it fit. That's the hard part, is making it actually fit. Because this part's just all square. It's completely just square. Right here is the more difficult part. Most likely gonna add this. This will help. So I think this could actually, that's probably gonna go on the floor, isn't it? Yeah, that's gonna go on the floor. So I wish I could just snug that in, but I guess when I create the room, it'll look better. So we're actually just gonna put a tube out there. So now let's add on the roofing that goes over this whole entire house, which is this. I'm pretty sure it's this. Yeah, it's this. So this is like the big roof that goes over the whole entire house. So we're just gonna move it all around the house. I also might add a little bit more roofing in the back because I don't know what happens in the back but I do know that this covers like that. That's how it looks for that part, and I'm most likely just going to create it for this back part. So that's how the castle, this is the outline of the castle. So now you can kind of see the modern day house of it. Kind of, we have a bit towers, and we have that big roofing in the back. It actually looks better than what I expected it to look like. Like, I did not expect it to look this good, but yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of it. So now we're going to create the decorations. I'm just going to check the chat. Okay, and yeah, so now we're going to create the decorations of it all and such. So the color of the house is a brick color, and this is like a blue color for the shades. So with that being said, is we have to change the color of this. It's a very dark kind of color, and it's actually might be this one. Hold on. This is actually a nice color. I might keep it like this. It's kind of like this, even though this looks black, but it's actually a blue. So for the windows, we have big windows over here and over here, little windows kind of right here. But we're going to spend a long time looking at windows to make it perfect. And I might add windows wherever I need the windows to be. But yeah, so this is actually perfect. This is perfect for the whole entire house, just to add these. But the window isn't this tiny. That's the problem. They're big. So we're going to have them fill up the whole entire wall. So we're going to move to the medium part. And this is kind of what it is, except it's white. It's this color. We'll use this color. So we'll add one here. Oh, unfortunately, we can't add one there or there, which is going to be a problem. So we're actually going to move to more of a tinier window like this. And we'll add this over here. Just going to have to improvise. Okay. For this big window, it's a very gigantic window. It even goes up here a little in the picture, though I know I'm not going to be able to do that. And I'm thinking of maybe actually doing this to actually will look nice if we can get it the right color. Because all the windows here are more of a white color. Oh no, it won't let me do it. Only one, what does it say? Only one window or door. Oh, because it's next to the door. Oh, okay, this is going to be a bit more difficult. Yeah, because it's placed right underneath the door, which is going to be a problem, which we'll come back to. So we'll come back to that window. Right over here, we don't have a window right there because this is probably going to be another person's room. This hallway part is going to be very tight. I'm just thinking of making it one hallway or corridor, as some people say it. Just one big hallway that leads to room to room to room to room. And this person, whoever lives here, will be able to kind of go to the next person's room. So there will be a door there, which I'm just going to add the door. We'll make them a pretty door, just like a nice royally type of door. Though I'm going to make them tinier because there's more of a door selection when they're tiny. We can't have any windows in the doors because that wouldn't work out really. For the main doors, there will be two, but since this is just kind of like a patio, I might have this just be an open door, and we'll have this be colored brown. If we can. Oh no, we can. So yeah, we'll have that be there, and then we'll have a door be right here. So these two princesses who are live here will share the patio. Right here, the window right here is the same as down there. They do have a window right here, which I know we're not going to be able to add. So we're actually going to probably just add a window here and here. So we're going to look back at the window selection. I'm going to get this window right here. Let me see if I can add here. Perfect. This is perfect. And see, and I know I'm not going to be able to add a window there. So with everything on, it looks a bit tacky without a window right there. I can't place any window. So that means that we're going to have to move to more of a smaller size window, unfortunately. To that size window, which is down here. Which means we'll actually have to place a lot more windows here. We just have to make sure they look good. So we'll actually get rid of this window right here. If I can. There we go. So like that. And I might place another window just right here because it looks a bit weird. Oh, but then it's unproportionized. So let's just not do that. So that will be the window for that castle. Just checking the stream again. Okay, and let's get back to now building. So for this part, they don't have a big window. But in my mind, I imagine this part to be some sort of kitchen. You know, kitchens usually have, some kitchens have small windows, but in my mind, a kitchen like this would be big. So I'm thinking of adding this. This might look, oh no, it would be bigger than that, way bigger than that. Or yeah, something like this maybe, this. Because in my mind, this window, this actually be totally looks fine. The window for the kitchen would be big. And I could add two. Let's see, two side-by-side windows like this. Not that bad. We'll leave that there for right now. On the top of this is going to be another room. And in the picture that I have, it's actually only one story and not another story. But just because we have 8 princesses and the rooms aren't that, like we don't have a lot of space, I'm going to create another window, but this window is going to be small. And we're just going to have to see which window we'll use. I'm thinking this window because this is a bit more. Can we do 3 like that? No, that looks really tacky. We can just reposition this one to about right there. Oh, and I have an idea. Let's add, we could add this window right in the middle. I think that looks somewhat good. Kind of looks like a face right there. I think that looks a lot better. I'm just also going to check the stream to make sure that you can actually hear me. Okay, so it kind of is like an echo I can hear. But you guys are just going to have to bear with me. So back to the picture. Up here, the windows go all the way to the roof, and that just cannot happen. It even said you're not allowed to do that. So for these windows, we're going to create the windows from down below, and they're just going to be up here, which I don't think they're going to be able to do that. See, it doesn't look that great. So we're going to have to think of something else. We could do like a modern day version of where we just have glass windows, full on glass. Or, oh Oh, this is exactly like the one on the bottom. This one should work-ish. See, problem is I can't put any of the windows on the sides because it's saying that I can't. Yeah, it won't work. So that means we're gonna have to. What about the mega windows? That looks just tacky. So I'm gonna try to improvise with this because I need the windows to be able to be placed. 3 windows. And they're most likely gonna have to be tiny windows rather than big, because only the tiny ones will work. So if we can get the stone ones, because I think it looks funny without the stones in these. Because it will look funny with just, because this isn't going to be placed in the center. I think I might change the outline for the bottom floor maybe, and move that up. Oh no, that's way too high. Move that like about right there. And then maybe have something else in the middle, kind of like that, but something even bigger. Oh, this will actually might work. Oh, but then see it's off center with that, so that's a shame. So if we put this, that's off center with that one too. That's kind of more modernized, but doesn't fit with the structure of it. This could work. Let's try this. I saw this. This is a bit more modernized. But see, it takes up 3 and then it's uneven for the top. So let's just place this down here. Let's not place anything right there for now. I might actually, what I might do is there is a tiny little window like this. And I'm thinking of just placing that right here. Though, again, it doesn't like look that great. Or something like that. Or maybe this. It just looks like there's a lot of windows kind of right here. We'll figure that out later on. We'll just move on. Sorry guys, I was just checking the stream one more time. Okay, so we now need to move on to this section of the window. So this one's going to be a big window. A full-on window this one has to be. Because this one, it's either this room's going to be living room or this. Most likely this. And it needs to be big and pretty. This is actually perfect. It's what I'm looking for, except we need it in this white color. And we can just place 2 right there. Perfect. Right here, we need to change that color right here. They all need to be white. Same with up here, because the theme of the color of this is white and brown. Actually, I might leave this brown just because then it kind of complements the brown over here. So that's good for right there. I'm going to see how this window, not what I wanted to press, this window looks here. I just feel like no window's really going to look good here. In my opinion. Oh, what? This window would actually work. The business window. We'll leave it there. We'll just see how it looks later on. We need a window right here, and for some reason it's like, oh, so it's allowing me to put that there. Oh, see, and then it says you can't do it. Only one window or door. Which is kind of a bit off because we need a big window right here, else it looks unfinished. Which I'll probably figure out later. Up here, there is like some weird thing on this. it's like right oh no, that's not the one I put it. Well, actually, that actually looks fine, but it's a bit more here. So there's that weird thing right there, and I might put that weird thing again right here just to make it look around. So let's work, I'm actually going to work on the tunnel part of this. So the tunnel got mixed in with the house. It's not supposed to be with the house. It's supposed to be by itself. So the tunnel part will be like this. And then on top, I'm going to make it seem like a room. And then we're going to have this tunnel. And the sides of this tunnel is supposed to be hanging off. And I guess it won't let me edit this normally. So we're going to have to improvise actually right here. So I'm going to take this. And again, it's going to probably do that. I actually am going to make this house smaller. So this part of the house, I'm going to move in. And it did not move in. A lot more in. There we go. And just move it a lot more in because I think the house is getting a bit bigger on that side and it's not supposed to be. This part needs to be fixed. We'll just add this right here. And then we'll add this to be kind of straight and a lot more. This part is like crazy. I don't know what that's going on right there. This part also needs to go in a lot more. We need a wall connecting them, so that will be the wall. And then we'll continue this part a little bit out. And then this part of the roof. Oops, not what I wanted to grab. I guess it won't let me do that. Okay, that's fine. But for this part, this is going to be the tunnel, and you can't see anything because I put something over it. We're actually going to have like this big brick thing. So we need to be able to see this brick. And I guess this roofing thing is going to be a lot more difficult. So that means that we're going to have to improvise once again, which will be fine. So this actually has that black thing right here. Right here. We'll just leave it right there for right now. I know it's not centered. We'll just leave it. So I'm thinking of just making it maybe like a circle, kind of pointy roof. Just because the other ones aren't going to look good because it's in a weird angle. And I can't make this roof that big because it's on like the side area. See, it's like almost out of the border. That's how good it's going to get, unfortunately. I actually might add in like this roof just to try to hide it. Those little specks right there that you can see. It'll look a bit weird, but see, like in the front, it doesn't, like you can tell it's there, but it's not that bad. And we'll flatten it a lot more so you can't really see it. And this part of the roof, I don't like it being too much in, so I knew I was moving the wall. I was like, watch, I'm gonna move the wall. Okay, Don't want it that much overhanging. Okay, that's the best it's gonna get. I'm just gonna make it really pointy now. I might move it again just to hide that part. It's not the best. It's not how I want it to turn out, but that's how it's just gonna be because it's not really working. Okay, and then we'll add the awning. So this part is where you'll enter the backyard area, which is, I know, a bit weird. That's just how it is. That I might just honestly not have a roof on it just because it looks really weird. Or what I can do is I can extend this and try to go maybe all the way over there. No, it won't work. I could add, I'm going to try to see how this looks. Yeah, see, that's how short it can get. It doesn't look right. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that just because it's also in a weird shape too, so it's not gonna probably work out that well. So, oops. I'm probably just gonna leave it for right now. We do have the tunnel though. The tunnel looks great. And if we just had it point up a little bit more, that would have been nice, but this lot is too small. So we're still missing the window right here. I still kind of don't understand why it won't let me. If I delete the door and see if I can maybe make the window, I want it to be like this nice color. Oh, it's not gonna work. Okay, let's try this. A lot better. Whoever's room is this is gonna be the more nicer room. Only one window or door per wall segment. Did I add a window in here? I don't remember adding a window in there. Let's see if I did. Yeah, see, I don't understand why it won't let me. I should probably get one of those things where you're able to add it wherever you want. That's just going to be blank for right now. We'll figure it out later. We need to add windows more right here because this section will probably be a downstairs room for one of the princesses. So it's going to be more of a smaller type of window, kind of low key, kind of just there, but not a lot of people notice it. And then I'm gonna add this big brown one. I don't think that's the same color. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, that would probably be another princess's room. And we are just going to extend this part just a little bit further to cover that. But yeah, so that is that. We still have that window. I'm thinking of adding a window right here. Maybe just one that's brown just because we have like barely any brown. But we're going to color it for right now. I'm going to check the stream just because I haven't in a while. Okay. So now we're going to color it. It looks really good. Like, I'm really proud of it because it looks kind of what it is in the picture. Except I just want that window. And actually, I think it's right here. I think this is what's making it glitch. Let's see if we can add the window. We're just going to add a random window. Yeah, okay, so it was this. It's the hallway divider that's basically saying that I can't add it in. Which, let's see if we can add it in now. Oh, we can. Oh, okay, that's a lot better. So we gotta re-add that door now. Which I don't think it was this one actually. Actually, which one was it? I actually forgot. Was it this one? Oh no, I actually forgot what door it was. I said I want it to be grand. Maybe I'm pretty sure it's this one. I'm pretty sure. Inside. Now I won't even go inside. Okay, we'll fix that. I do want to though add another window because that was not the window I wanted to add. I wanted to add that big pretty one. That one. Except I was going to make it more brown. See, that fills it up a lot more. It might be a little bit too big. I'm going to see. We're going to sell that real quick. And then we're going to add the door. And it won't let me enter the door down below. There we go. Oh, actually, that's off-centered. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna add this part. And perfect. You might take that off, but I think it actually isn't that bad. And it's looking really good, except that part, which honestly, I might just completely get rid of or create like a little shack right there or an extra room because I don't think the hallway idea is gonna work. But this looks good. I'm really proud of it. So now we are going to add a little bit more features to this house, like decoration, and we're going to color it real quick. And then I'm going to probably end the stream and then come back on in an hour again and do interior part. Because it's a lot streaming for an hour. So I'm going to design it kind of like how the picture has it. Because in my mind of designing it, I don't really care kind of how it looks. It has a lot of grass right here, and then a lot of plants, and then there's a tree right here, and there's actually something out here, which I actually should probably do right now. There's things covering it in my idea that I had. There's things covering this whole entire area. And what I mean by that is like fencing. Fencing is just covering it all. So the fencing goes from here to here to here. So that's the first fencing. And the second fencing goes from here to here. It's a little bit shorter to here. That's a little bit too long. And then it goes out like here, which is a bit weird. It goes from here and then it goes kind of diagonal like that. And it goes from there. Oops, we do not want to make a room. It kind of traces the whole entire area. So it goes here. And we'll put it right there. It looks weird right now because you can't really see what's going on. And it's this. This is the brick it uses. And we should definitely get rid of that. We don't need any of that. then let's add this over here. Like that. See, it looked weird in the beginning, but then it came actually nice. And then they also have, I also, in my picture that I was drawing of how I wanted it to look like, I added it over here too. Because I didn't want it covering that like beautiful place like right here. I didn't want it covering there. That's not how I wanted it. But yeah, so this is going to be kind of the wall area. And it'll go there. Okay, and then we're going to create the fencing part. And I should actually create the fencing part like that. There we go. So that's all of that part. I'm actually going to probably get rid of that floor inside there so that way we can use it. I think the floor here is fine, but yeah, so that's the exterior part of the front area. Now we're going to create some plants and trees and actually make it look way more prettier than it already is. So for the bottom part of the floor, we're going to create the path. Now the path, I'm going to use kind of that spray paint thing that it does. And it's none of those colors actually. It's not that, this is kind of, no, that looks tacky. No, it's not really any of these colors actually. See, that's like sand and stuff. We don't want sand. You might do like the stones or just bricks. This stone actually looks nice. I'm just trying to figure out. Here we go. They updated it and it's kind of different to me now, so I'm just trying to figure it all out. Having stone actually might be really good. Having this like stone area. I'm gonna actually do the stone. So I'm gonna create it so from here, obviously you enter in and it's perfectly normal. And then it kind of goes from here to more over here to the entrance. I'm just creating like an outline area before I actually make it look nice. And then usually it'll go here to like go to the backyard area. Or this actually I can make into a garage and have a car. Like some carriage. And it goes out like that. So we're actually going to make this a bit more neat. This angle's a lot better. A lot more. Just want to make sure it looks neat and not really messy. This was a lot bigger. And we have a little bit excess, that's too small. A little bit over here. I might clean it up on the side so that way it's just one way. And over here is a bit more difficult because we got a lot bigger. There we go. Okay, now it's for the cleanup. We actually have to get rid of this part right here. And we have to fix this part too. There we go. So I'm actually just going to up there, and now we're actually going to clean it up. So from here on there, it's very clean. This is how we're going to do it. We're just going to try to trim it off. See, if we trim off too much, now I have to start over. And then right here, I'm going to want it to be more of a circle because we're kind of moving in to right here and over here. I'm actually going to make it more of a square, even though it kind of doesn't look like a square that much. Actually, I'll probably just do like this circle. Then we got to chop up that whole area. Oh, we can't chop up that. Chop it off for right now. We kind of also got to chop up that section too. We really got to work on this path over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create it again. Except with more steadier hands. Okay, and then as you can see, there's like a few places we need to clean up. Even like right over there. So I'm with the eraser. Even tinier than that. We gotta be really fragile and delicate with this. Okay, and then right over here. Okay, and then we need to add a little bit more. This is actually more of the difficult part of making, is just trying to add a nice pathway, especially when you're using like these spray painting things. They're really difficult to use, and to make it perfect is almost impossible. Almost. Oh, and another channel update for you guys, just if you guys are wondering, we are going to have another video come out this week. I'm hoping. I'm going to try to edit it. It's going to be my video. It's another theory video, so look out for it over the weekend. I'm trying to get it out this week or next week, and we have a big project up next week, so I don't know if we're going to have any videos next week. I might do another theory video, but that's a might. It's not for sure. But okay, so we're done with the pathways. They look somewhat good. Now we're going to just use the little dot, and for any places that we're going to use for plants, we're just going to mark them up right now, because this makes a more realistic effect. I'm actually going to use a bigger circle because almost this whole area is going to be for the plants right here. And then right here, this whole area is just going to be filled with plants and trees. Okay, so let's get this all filled in with some plants. For the tree right here, I usually like to go with a nice big tree, like, I don't think this, like this, and kind of be covering the house, but we cannot have a big tree. We kind of have to have a tiny tree. Because in the picture, they do have a tiny tree. And then we need to cover with bushes. There are bushes about right here. Actually, let's actually use these bushes for right here. With the plants, you can really never go wrong that much. Unless you like do something that's like doesn't look that great, then that's a problem. But other than that, you really can't go wrong with the designing of how you design any area. It all looks good at the end. So this would actually look pretty kind of around the trees. That does not, to me, does not look good for that. No, that's not that great either. Let's look at the flowers. What are the flowers would be nice? Just make it look pretty. Okay, and then I think we should add maybe a rock somewhere in here. Oh, I just got a great idea. We can have like a rock border of this path right here. Kind of just be filled with rocks a bit. I actually like that. For rocks, I kind of put it in any place I really want to, and I know that's wrong, but I kind of just do that. Let's check the chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Just comment any question you guys want. I'm building the modern Disney Princess Castle. So, yeah. Okay, so continuing on with this. And I'm going to add a lot more flowers as well, because the princesses have to have a nice flower area. Now, in the picture, they leave this area all green. It's just full green, and I don't like that. I might add bushes and stuff there and see how that looks. So that will be kind of a nice little border. Now we're going to add like some plants. Oh, these bushes look nice. We have some grass over here. Let's add a flower. Well, that's like the same as that one. Oh. That's kind of nice. That's kind of filled up and nice looking. So now we're going to do the same thing with the rocks on this section, and then we're going to add maybe just a few bushes. So yeah, I'm just going to do something on the stream. Okay, so for the rock, I'm going to do the border thing again. We kind of don't want them all in a straight line because, like, it looks better when it's more just clumped together. In my opinion, it does. Okay, I think that looks good. Maybe just a little bit more toward the end. And now we can add some bushes. I'm going to check the picture that I have to see what kind of bushes they add. They add just like this. That's what they were adding. They just added like that and kind of a bit more flowers. The plants for this house I'm looking at, there are not a lot of plants in there. And it looks looks a bit weird without any plants. I wish I could rotate this, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can. Yeah, and so as I was saying, in the house, it's a lot more different than this. Like, I'm just adding a lot more plants than usual, because in the house, there's barely any, like, wildlife. So they said that there's another tree right here. And it's really tiny, though I'm thinking of making it a bit big. Like that, just a bit more tropical. I'm going to add stuff around this tree to make it look neat. And where it looks a lot more flower life. A lot more stuff. Oh, this bush is really tiny. I did not expect this to be that tiny. Yeah, I guess it'll work. I kind of like the bushes because they kind of fill up a lot more rather than the flowers. They barely fill up anything. So then they do have flowers right here, though I think I'm going to put bushes. Oh, that kind of covers the window. Never mind then. I'll put these. These are nice. I'll put them one right there and one right there. Perfect. And then we'll go back and we'll add in the spray for this so that will work. And I'll fill that spray up since I sprayed a lot over there. I'll fill it up with more plants, more flowers. There we go. So that's a lot more plants. I'm going to put the bushes, these big long bushes right here. I don't like that outer ends of this. And then, yeah, I think we're good with the plants. Pretty sure. Looks not that bad, not that bad. So I'm going to add in the brown stuff again, just for right over here. That's really tiny. Bigger, there we go. And I'm not adding a lot of wildlife and a lot of plants out here just because in the backyard I wanted to make more of a garden since most of the Disney princesses like planting and nature. Okay, so now we're going to move on to just decorating the house on the outside. And I was thinking about it, what I was going to do for this, and I'm just going to make it a garage. I'm going to get rid of this story right here and just make it a garage area because it's not going to work for what I wanted it to be. I was just thinking about it, and I'm just going to look weird not right. So we're just gonna oh, we did not. We're just gonna completely demolish this top part. Get rid of that right there. And we'll add a car. So let's see. I actually have not placed a car ever in any of my builds. This thing might take a little while because it just updated not too long ago, like right before I was playing and before the stream, and they added a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to check the live one more time. Okay, everything looks good. So I'm going to just add in the car. And I don't know what the cars are going to be like. I don't even know if they have cars. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think they have cars. Like, people searched up truck. Unless they got it off, yeah, see, like, vintage truck. They have like this. So I don't think they have a car, which means this place is probably not going to be used for anything. I just got actually a really good idea. So I know not a lot of houses even have this, and I don't think why people would really have this. But it just came in my mind is we can make this kind of like a seating outdoor area. So like we could have a table be right here. We could have pretty chairs because princesses always have like nice little chairs. We can even have another bench kind of like over here though. I wish it would turn. The new Sims thing, it like doesn't allow me to rotate my objects. Oh, here we go. There we go. And now it's working. So we can have like something there. This is kind of just like a rough draft. I might go back and fix it. Lighting could be like a chandelier down there. That would be really pretty. We still need to add lighting right there. So I'm going to actually do that right now. I want like a chandelier type. Like this or this. What's this? It's not really like lights up the room. That I like this. This is more princessy. Yeah, okay, we'll put that there. I'm pretty sure it went in there. Okay, good. So now let's add in lights right here. Those are kind of like the regular lights like these. They're just like this. There are more though in like a black color like this. Oh, actually, this can go by the door. That one is off by just a little. And that there we go. Okay, so we got the lights on outside. I might add in little lights in the plants to make it kind of look good, I guess. Let's see what we have. Oh, I guess it's not really showing me like any lights that I could add. Oh, right here. Never mind. Okay, we want like some pretty good lights. I like this. We gotta find room for it though. I kind of want it to be nice and pretty outside too. Not be all dark. We'll add lights there. We'll add lights over there too. Right here actually. I forgot there like is no wall there, and I think there is a roof there. There is a roof right here. So for this part down here, like, oh no, see that's just gonna expand that then. Actually, no. I was thinking of adding a light right there, because it looks a bit weird without anything being there. And I know I can do that because right here it has that. Let's see, can I? No, okay, I don't think so. Let me. I'm just gonna go to the floor area and kind of see what I can do. Did it work? Oh no, it went inside. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Oh wait. No. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that won't have a roof area on it. I mean, I don't really notice that it doesn't have a roof. Because even if I try making this area down here expand. Oh, actually, hold on. Actually, this is flooring. Okay, that just kind of is confusing me. Yeah, we're just not gonna have it extend like that. And even in the picture, like the balcony's not even supposed to be that big. Like you don't really notice it that much. I could try and make this a room, actually. Let me do that. Try to make this a room. Oh, that already has something there. We can try to make this a room. Oh, it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, so I guess that will just be kind of there. It's fine. I didn't really notice it in the beginning until I looked. What we can do, though, is we can add lights there. I have to go back to the light section, and we can actually like these lights. Let's just add these lights right here. We'll make it pretty. Okay, so we're kind of done now with the front area. We figured it all out. We just need to add the color of the house, which is a gray brick. So the way this house is at the bottom floor, it's this gray brick color, a light gray, and on the top, it's this really dark gray. So these bricks, so this is kind of like the top area is more this color. That's what we'll add. And the bottom area is not even like all of those colors. No, it's not that. It's a very pretty, it's this kind of. It's really light. I don't know. To me, it doesn't look that great. Like, in my opinion, I would put the dark on the bottom. But let's see if I do that. Let's see if I put this up here. And then we put that on the bottom. We switch it. Because usually the light on the top, it would be light. And then the bottom, I actually kind of like this color already, just fully. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, so this on the bottom. I actually might just do certain areas be that color. I got a good idea. Okay. So I think the sides of the house will be that color, and then this will kind of be, that will be that color. And then, like, on the side right here would be this color. So the color right now looks actually really good. And right there. And then over here, we can put it right here. And then right there. And then right there. That actually kind of adds a bit more depth to the place. See if I make that like that color. I was thinking of actually making this just that color, like the bottom part. And then making the top like about that color. It looks good, except I think that the top right here could be this color. And then maybe actually right here can be that color. And then just fixing it up just a little bit more. Actually, this part would look better just be this color. And then we can just add that right there. Same with over here, that looks better like that. Okay, and then when you turn the house, you see that color, and the side of the house will be that color too. Okay, so that's kind of how the house looks. As you can tell in the beginning, it didn't look like anything when I was trying to do something, so it actually looks a lot better now. So now for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to create the back of the house, and then I'm going to actually take a break with streaming, and then I'll come back on later on today, and I'll continue the interior part. I actually still have to do this part inside, so we'll actually come down. I'm thinking of actually making a basement for them, like a pool, just because the backyard isn't going to be that big for the pool. It'll be easier for the other side, for the pool to be inside. Okay, so that looks good. Inside here, since the outside can be that color, inside can be this nice color. Okay, so that's gonna be that part. So, okay. Sorry if you can hear stuff in the background. But yeah, so that's gonna be kind of the area for the outside. I'll get a full view. I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. Like, I was expecting it not to turn out that well detailed. It took me about 2 hours. I still have to do the inside part and the back, but I'm so happy with how it turned out in the front. Like, to me, this just looks amazing. It'll be in the gallery, and I'll tell you guys my username at the end of the stream so you guys can go. Actually, I'll put it in the chat right now, and this is my, I think it's my username. I'll actually check later, but I'll put it in definitely, and you guys can go and check it out. Let's fix the back. So this is gonna be a bit more just monotone. I don't like how it's just plain. So for the back, what I might do is I might just have like some places come in, some places come out. That's what we're gonna do. So it's also kind of putting in this stuff that I accidentally put in when I was trying to make the other part. And now it just destroyed that wall. It's not what I want. We're gonna get rid of this. You know, I think it might be okay with just leaving it in the back like that. Even though it looks weird, I'm most likely just gonna leave it like that. So we're gonna do the backyard. The backyard, I have no clue what I'm gonna do. I don't have a clue where I'm gonna start it off. I know that I'm gonna have giant staircases right here, definitely, and then it kind of goes into the rooms. Someone's room is gonna be right here. One person will stay down below, and then the rest of the sevens will probably be one right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. And I'm most likely gonna have them share rooms or go to the basement because there is really no room for every single one of them unless I make the rooms like really tiny. So they're most likely going to share their rooms with one another, or the rooms are going to be pretty tiny. But anyways, I actually am most likely going to expand this just because the backyard, I kind of have no clue what I'm going to do. And I know I don't want to add a swimming pool because the swimming pool, the princesses aren't really going to swim. They don't really swim. So we're actually going to expand it. Not that far. We'll go about there. And let me know if you guys want me to play these Disney princesses in like actual game, because I wasn't really planning on doing that unless you guys wanted me to do it. So let me know, because I'll totally play it for like a little bit, even though I don't. But I might just do another kind of theme. Like I was gonna do Disney villains instead of Disney princesses and do it that way, because I was like, that should work out pretty well. I think it would be nice kind of creating the evil castle and stuff and having them be in the same neighborhood as the Disney princesses, but like in a different place. So that's what I was gonna do. But let me know if you guys want me to play the Disney princesses, because I'll totally play them. And inside, that's not how it's gonna look. Like I said, I'm gonna do another stream. But for the outside, so I'm just gonna create a garden area. I'm gonna have it be like where there's gonna be an area where you can kind of hang out and kind of not have. Why is that color? I kind of want an area where you can just hang out and not be disturbed, I guess. That's kind of this area is gonna be, not really a big place where all the Disney princesses are gonna go swimming in their own pool. No, I'm gonna have a downstairs area, which will be the maids' quarters, and we'll have a swimming pool down there and like a spa area for them to kind of hang out and chill. But out here will kind of be just a nice area. I want to add a water fountain maybe. And this one would seem kind of nice to add. Because this is all just going to be a garden. This area, no one's really going to come in that much. It's just going to be a nice garden for them to kind of just relax and kind of hang out. And we're going to definitely have trees. But what I'm most likely going to do is actually going to end the stream right here, and then I'll finish this up, and then I'll probably come back and I'll come back online and I will do the interior part of the castle. But for right now, this all took 2 hours long to make. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, so this is kind of the end of the stream. Let me know what your guys' opinion was on this, because I actually really enjoyed making this, though it took me a long time. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this stream. Let me know again how it was. And yeah, I'm just waiting for this to kind of just change, and then I'll stop the stream. So yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to have a magical day.